Greetings to you all. MDC leader Nelson Chamisa has revealed that he has tried in vain to reach out to President Emerson Mnangagwa so that they may sit down and dialogue towards finding a lasting solution to Zimbabwe's economic problems that are worsening daily. Reported below 24. I've written letters without a reply before and after elections. I've met with potential mediators in church, Chamisa said. I've engaged leaders in SADC and AU and made a public statement of invitation. I've done everything done, including demonstrations. Yes, the country's economic situation is getting worse by the day. That is very true. Still, Mr. Chamisa has not convinced anyone that the dialogue with Mnangagwa he is seeking so feverishly will resolve anything. All the international election observers with democratic credentials worth a penny have condemned the recent Zimbabwe elections as, I quote, unfair and not to acceptable international standards. In short, ZANU-PF rigged the elections, and therefore the party has no democratic mandate to govern. The regime is illegitimate. Chamisa has claimed that he will help Mnangagwa, I quote, resolve the legitimacy problem. This is just political grandstanding. The whole election process was flawed and illegal. So flawed it denied millions of Zimbabweans their right to vote. No one knows who voted last July, etc. These are all very serious matters. It is therefore disappointing that Mr. Chamisa does not view them as such and thinks that he can just disregard them all and declare the illegitimate process legitimate. Given the root cause of the economic meltdown is the country's failure to attract the flood of local and foreign investors, because the would-be investors still see Zimbabwe as a pariah state ruled by corrupt and vote-tricking thugs. Investors are a shrewd lot. They are not going to view Zimbabwe as a democratic nation just because Nelson Chamisa is now in the ZANU-PF government. Chamisa and his fellow MDC alliance friends like Tendai Biti have been hankering for the new GNU to secure ministerial seats back on the gravy train. It is no secret they wanted the life of the 2008 GNU extended. They were disappointed when that didn't happen. Following the November 2017 military coup, they again called for the 2018 elections to be postponed in favor of a GNU. Anything to get them a ministerial seat back on the gravy train. It is not about individual positions. I'm not interested in any. My concern is about the well-being of Zimbabweans through a political solution focusing on key economic and political reforms, answered Chamisa. Well, that is very rich. If you were so concerned about the well-being of Zimbabweans, then why did you fail to get even one reform implemented in the 5 years of the 2008 GNU? Last year's elections should have never taken place, not without first implementing the democratic reforms designed to stop ZANU-PF rigging elections. The very fact that you, Mr. Chamisa, and your MDC alliance friends participated even when ZEC had failed to produce a verified voters roll underlines your resolve to take part regardless of how flawed and illegal the process happened to be. You knew ZANU-PF would give away a few gravy train seats as bait, and they are what you were after, and did not care that millions of ordinary Zimbabweans would be denied the vote. The consequences of yet another rigged election, etc. Mnangagwa and his junta have committed high treason in rigging last July's elections. And the party must step down from office to allow the nation the political time and space to implement the democratic reforms and hold fresh, free, fair, and credible elections. MDC Alliance leaders participated in last year's elections knowing the process was flawed and illegal, thus giving the process some modicum of credibility out of selfish greed. The nation is asking you, Mr. Chamisa, and your MDC Alliance friends to step aside and shut up. If any MDC Alliance and ZANU-PF members think Zimbabwe will ever trust them and trust them with the responsibility of implementing the democratic reforms again, when they failed to get even one reform implemented in 5 years last time, then dream on. The nation is growing increasingly annoyed by your machinations to hang on to power. You are holding the nation to ransom. That is totally unacceptable. Thank you for listening.